So we are very happy to have Swami Bodhasarananda ji amongst us. It's a very rare opportunity to have these Swamis. They are so much busy in running the whole Ramakrishna movement, Ramakrishna order, which is worldwide organization, having 340 centers in India itself and more all over. So the Swami Bodhasarananda ji has joined in our center in Advaita Ashram, Calcutta, which is our publication center and which publishes all the Vedantic texts, Ramakrishna's life, etc., in the English language, and pioneering institution which spreads the message of Vedanta through its literature and its magazines. And so he was there for 36 years, long 36 years. And first he was the manager of management of all this printing, publication, etc., etc. And then he became the president of that. And then he became the trustee of the whole Ramakrishna order. And then he was taken to the headquarters. And then he is the assistant general secretary. So apart from that, the Swami has wonderful, powerful speeches he gives everywhere, and bringing the spirit of Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna, into the hearts of the people. So today, the Swami will be speaking. The topic, as has been just announced by our Mataji, that if Vivekananda lives among us. So, yes, Vivekananda lives amongst us because he is in eternal inspirer. And he is inspiring all to come to that one point of integrity. But the whole world will forget its individualistic approaches to religion, sectarian ideas, and other things to bring that back to the harmony of peace and joy and blessings to the whole world, for which Sri Ramakrishna came in this age. And Sri Ramakrishna's mission is being propagated by Swami Vivekananda, and that message the world needs now. The world needs, in this world of dissension and fight and confusion and all this sectarian bigotry, etc. This message is the crying need of this age, and we need genuine direction in our life, how we can move on into our life and bring that harmony in our life and that peace eternal in our life. So through the life and blessings of Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, we get that direction. And it is the unity will not come by superficial meetings and discussions. Unity will not come by just becoming so much religious, going to temple and churches or mosque or any other holy places. It will come by the transformation of our inner personality. And we need a person, the example before us, where this has been practically demonstrated to the world. Yes, that is possible, and that is here, and that is the way to transform our inner personality. Until the inner personality is transformed, outer peace and harmony is a question, just with few sweet words to say the harmony, joy, and all these things. But to real peace to be brought out, we follow the path of Ramakrishna, Vivekananda. With these few words, I welcome Swami Bodhasarananda to speak on the topic Vivekananda lives among us. Welcome, Swamiji. You have another fan, you can give it here. Swami is sweating. He does not say, but he is sweating. So,
Can I put this?
This is very colorful.
Naras, can you put this?
Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suray Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swami Tapaharini. My salutations to Sri Sri Thakur, Sri Sri Ma, and Swamiji Maharaj. My humble pranams to revered Sarvadevanji Maharaj and Brahmaprana Mataji. It was in warm invitation extended to me by Swami Chetaranji for the dedication ceremony of a bigger home for Sri Ramakrishna at Vedanta Society of Kansas City that I arrived at Chicago on August 9. Then revered Sarvadevanji Maharaj, he took it upon himself to bring me to Houston, then Austin, and today I am here. It is all because of him. Mataji, I had the rare privilege of working with her when the compilation of the 9th volume of complete works was entrusted to her. She made one big team of 25 people, worked day and night for Swami Vivekananda. It was a great meditation for her. She prepared the manuscript, then I got it published from Advaita Ashrama, of which I was the manager that time. Of course, afterwards I became president for 8 years. That is a separate story. I also published the revised and enlarged edition of Swami Atulananda's book with the Swamis in America and India. It was Prabharajika Brahmaprana Mataji who did that big task. So, lot of connections were there. And last I met her was at our great center in Paris about 7 years back. It is nice to see all of you here. The history of Ramakrishna movement starts with two divine dreams. The first dream that Khudiram Chattopadhyay, the father of Sri Ramakrishna, had at Gaya in Bihar in the year 1835, in which he saw Lord Vishnu imploring him that he will take birth as his son. So now, after so many years, I am engaged in starting one center at Gaya. We purchased 10 acres of land. Maybe we will have to purchase another 5 acres of land. And the construction of some buildings has already started. So this is one dream. And another dream, divine dream, that took place when Rani Rasmani, a great landlord, she had, when she was preparing to go to Varanasi to have darshan, to have vision of Kashi Vishwanath and Mother Annapurna. So in those days, there was no direct connection between Calcutta and Varanasi. So most of the people, they preferred through boats. So it was a long journey. So this Rani Rasmani, she engaged 25 big boats, 5 boats for herself. She had 3 daughters, one boat each for them. And then so many security guards, then so many servants, and then groceries and provisions, because the journey could have lasted for several months. And then even one cow was also taken in a boat, and cow will not give milk without eating anything. So fresh cattle feed was also taken in another boat. So it was a big arrangement. She had money, and to have darshan of Baba Vishwanath, so she was ready to undertake such a huge endeavor. The day she was to start, just one night before that, she had a vision of Mother Kali, in which Mother Goddess Kali says her, don't go to Varanasi, there is no need. You purchase a plot of land on the bank of river Ganga, build one temple, install my image, worship it. It is enough for you. You don't have to do anything. See how much faith she had in that vision, that she cancelled everything. She had already spent a lot of money for this tour, but she cancelled everything. And she was no ordinary lady. She was a great devout. And Sri Ramakrishna, he had revelation of Divine Mother, in which he saw that Rani Rasmani was one of the 8 attendants of Mother Kali. So now you can understand she had great revelation. So then it took her, the vision she had, it was in 1948. It took about 7 years to purchase that land, construct big temple. Then the statue had to be installed, and to get a pujari, that was also quite daunting. Ultimately, Sri Ramakrishna's elder brother Ramkumar Chattopadhyay, he agreed to become the chief priest, and with him came Sri Ramakrishna on the stage. So it became the spiritual laboratory for Sri Ramakrishna. And so many teachers came from distant places. Sri Ramakrishna had not to worry about, because Divine Mother herself arranged everything. So great teachers came from various places. So it is a long story. Then Sri Ramakrishna, when he practiced severe austerities for 12 years at Dakshineshwar, towards the end of that period, he had some divine intimations from Mother Kali. One among them was that he will have to start one new order of monastics. So this was this. And for that, some young disciples will come. They will broadcast his message across the continents. So Sri Ramakrishna's sadhanas, they concluded in 1872. Then no disciples were coming. Sri Ramakrishna was puzzled. He became restless. Mother has revealed it to me that they will come, but they are not coming. Then when evening vespers started in the main temple of Kali, he would go to the top of the building, that's called Kuti body, and called out from this, come wherever you are. So the vibration of that divine call, even now also it is acting very powerfully, attracting people from different corners of the world. You see, you are all busy people, you have left everything just to participate in this function. So his call is irresistible. When our bodies and minds are pure, it leaves a mark on our heart, and we respond to that divine call. So, in response to that divine call, first came in 1875 Brahmo leaders. They were very powerful, they had great hold on the society. Keshav Chandra Sen, Pratap Chandra Majumdar, then came Vijay Krishna Goswami, Shivnath Shastri, and others. They started coming. One day, Sri Ramakrishna was addressing to his young disciples when Keshav Chandra Sen came along with Vijay Krishna Goswami. Sri Ramakrishna was in a very high mood, and Keshav Chandra Sen, he sat silently there. He was so overwhelmed with devotion for Sri Ramakrishna's message. Then he told Sri Ramakrishna, sir, if you allow me, I will spread your message through my magazines and journals. Sri Ramakrishna, when he came down to life, then he told, no, the message of this place cannot be spread through magazines and journals. When time comes, even 100 Himalayas will not be able to obstruct the message of this people, of this place. Because as I told you, it is irresistible. It moves very fast. Nowadays also you see how this message is spreading. There's a word called memetics. Small messages, small beams are being sent through WhatsApp, then Facebook, X, and YouTube and others. So it is spreading everywhere. Victor Hugo, he was, say, mid-19th century great writer. He says big invasions of armies can be stopped. Now ballistic missiles are there, BrahMos are there, so it can be stopped. But the spread of ideas cannot be stopped. And there is an undercurrent of spirituality there. Ya pashyati sa pashyati. Those who have eyes, they can see that some great force is working. So we have to become active participants in the mission of Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda. So great work is going on. It is a big study. So when Sri Ramakrishna called out, come wherever you are, then BrahMos came. Then afterwards, elderly householder disciples came. And then came young disciples, the future sannyasis, the future disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. So Sri Ramakrishna, he got this throat trouble. He was first taken to Shampaguru Bhatti and from there to Kashipur. And it was here at this place that he made two divisions, inner circle and outer circle. And he charged his young disciples to spread his message. And he made Swami Vivekananda the leader of the group. One day, Sri Ramakrishna wrote on a piece of paper, that time he was not able to talk. Naren Shikha Deve Jokhan Ghare Baire Hak Deve. Naren will teach the world. Then he showed to Naren. Naren told, no, I will not be able to do this thing. Sri Ramakrishna told, even your bones will do. And he threw that piece of paper. Master Mahashay, Mahendranath Gupta, the chronicler of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, he collected and preserved it in his diary. Just some months back, I had a doubt whether it is still there with us or not. I went to our museum where we preserve our archives. So I told him, I need this one. Then I took photograph and it is there with me. So this is a power of authority that he gives to Swami Vivekananda. Then one day he called Swami Vivekananda. Sri Ramakrishna sat in meditation and he transmitted that great spiritual power to Swami Vivekananda and told him that in course of time, this spiritual power will help you. So it was around his sick bed that the seeds started sprouting. Ramakrishna Mutt, it was Sri Ramakrishna himself who started this Ramakrishna Mutt. Many people, they think, no, Swami Vivekananda started. He gave only a formal, a legal status to it. But it was Sri Ramakrishna himself who started this movement. So Swami Vivekananda and other disciples, Sri Ramakrishna gave them ochre clothes. And then he told them that you should look after Narendra, take great care of him. And he told Narendra that he should not allow his brother disciples to go to their homes. He should hold them together. After the passing away of Sri Ramakrishna, then other disciples, they went to various places to practice austerities in different places of India. And Swami Vivekananda, he also left Baranagar Monastery in 1890. He took several attempts to go to the Himalayas so that he can merge himself into deep meditation. But Sri Ramakrishna, though he had passed away, but due to one reason or the other, he didn't allow him. Every time he brought him down. Then Swami Vivekananda, when he was going from breadth to length in India, his mission, which was given to him by Sri Ramakrishna, became more clearer. Then ultimately, when he reached Chennai, in those days it was called Madras, he had several visions. In one vision, he saw Sri Ramakrishna walking over the ocean and beckoning Swami Vivekananda to follow him. He was not ready. He had no interest in going to the West. But Sri Ramakrishna was constantly telling him that he has to perform his duties, he has to fulfill his mission. Then Swami Vivekananda, he was confused. He wrote a letter to Ma Sharda Devi that I had a vision like this one. I am at a loss what to do. Then Mother Sharda Devi, she replied, no, this is the work of Sri Ramakrishna. You go to the West. So many people came forward, they contributed money, and then Swami Vivekananda started. Before that, Swami Vivekananda had another vision in which Sri Ramakrishna is insisting him, no, you go to the West, people will be simply amazed to hear your words. Swami Vivekananda himself says when he told those 5 words, he addressed those 5 words, sisters and brothers of America, 7,000 people stood on their feet and clapped for 2 minutes. Mrs. Bagley, who was the wife of governor of Detroit state, when Swami Vivekananda used to come up on the dais, Mrs. Bagley says, he doesn't speak like a man, he speaks like God. So such divine power he had. So many people came, helped Swami Vivekananda in various ways. In 1896, Swami Vivekananda writes to his brother disciples, "My work has just started." So he gives an indication his work has just started. Then in another letter he says, the tidal waves have to come. I have raised only one or two waves. Tidal waves will come. The whole civilization will be put upside down. A new civilization will come. And people will know the power behind this. So Swami Vivekananda said this one, but he didn't give that time frame because he was a rishi who could see 1,500 years ahead. But he says like this one. So after 6 years, after he's telling that my work has just started, he passes away. So has his work stopped? No. Because before that, Sri Ramakrishna told, Naren will teach the world. So his words will not go waste. It will not go untrue. And Swami Vivekananda himself says that even if I cast off this body like a worn out garment, I will not cease working, until the world shall know that it is one with God. So that mission, that work, Swami Vivekananda is doing, even now also. That is going on. So Swami Vivekananda, surprisingly, in one of his letters to Swami Ramakrishnananda, he writes, I don't like name and fame. I want to be a voice without form. So Swami Vivekananda is that voice. So that voice is becoming more and more powerful. Swami Vivekananda is gaining in power, in spiritual power, and is working. So Swami Vivekananda, he had 10 years of active life. And in America, when he came for the first time, he spent 3 years and 2 months like this one. Then when he went for the second time, he spent 9 months. So total about 4 years he spent here. Swami Vivekananda was a great patriot. He had great love for India. So anybody could have suggested him to spend the entire 10 years in India and do something for his motherland. But Swami Vivekananda, he knew that his message will be accepted in the West. What Buddha had for the East, I have for the West. So he came with a mission, and that mission is being fulfilled slowly. And when Swami Vivekananda, because he lived very short, when he passed away, before at least 2 years ago, he had written to many disciples that I will not cross 40. I will not cross 40. And when he passed away, he was 39 years, 5 months, and 24 days. But within those few years, he did wonderful work. And before he passed away, he called Swami Abhedananda to London to assist him in his work. When Abhedananda came, in a lecture, Swami Vivekananda announced that hereafter classes will be given by Swami Abhedananda. Swami Abhedananda told, no, I will not do. Swami Vivekananda became angry. He told him, mind you, I will throw you through this window. I brought you for this work. And for long 25 years, he spent in the propagation of Vedanta philosophy in America. He went from East Coast to West Coast, West Coast to East Coast. Long 25 years he spent here. And Sometimes he spent in London also. Then Swami Vivekananda sent for Swami Shardanandaji. He was also for some time here. Then Swami Trigunatitanandaji. And it was he who built first Indian temple in the Western country in 1905. Now bigger temples are coming up everywhere. And the movement is gaining momentum. As on date, about 1,472 temples are there dedicated to various gods and goddesses. So some power is behind it. Even in Texas itself, I heard about 78 temples are there. So some power is working. We don't see the form, but that voice is there behind it. Somebody is working. Then he called Swami Turiyanandaji. He started that ashram, Shanti ashram. And then afterwards, he came away to India. And afterwards, Swami Vivekananda's other disciples were sent. Swami Prakashananda, Bodhananda, then came Swami Prabhupada, Nikhilananda, Ashokananda, Satprakashananda, and so many other sadhus. And now, second generation, third generations, sadhus are coming here. So the work did not stop there with the passing away of Swami Vivekananda. It is growing momentum. So Swami Sri Ramakrishna's movement is spreading everywhere. Just about 10 years back, that International Yoga Day was introduced, and it was passed in the UN. About 175 countries, they voted for that one. So now the 11th year was observed on 21st June every year. So, but it was Swami Vivekananda who took yoga to the world. It was he who took for the first time yoga to the West. We know about yoga, what's called Raj Yoga. It was there in our tradition, but it was Rishi Patanjali, Maharishi Patanjali, about 2,500 years, he compiled those aphorisms on Raj Yoga. And Swami Vivekananda, first when he came to the West after Parliament of Religions, he started giving lectures, 8 lectures on Karma Yoga. They were, this one transcribed by J.J. Goodwin, and then edited by Miss Waldo, Ellen Waldo, and then it was brought out in a book form. Then Swami Vivekananda gave a series of discourses on Bhakti Yoga that was also compiled and brought out in a book form. Then he gave lectures on Jnana Yoga, the highest principles of Vedanta. He made it so simple that ordinary people can understand that one. In New York, as well as in London, many people were attracted towards this new philosophy. And this was also compiled and brought out in a book form, Jnana Yoga. Then Swami Vivekananda, he wanted to translate Raj Yoga, but it was taking time. Then he dictated to Ellen Waldo, and the book was published later on. So these are the 4 classic books on yoga. Yoga means communion with God through these 4 paths. And Swami Vivekananda wanted that we should have the harmony or synthesis of all the 4 yogas. Now, you see, this yoga has become, they mainly say hot yoga or yoga exercises. It has become a big craze in the West. I went to Australia, New Zealand, and now America, and many other places. Even in remote villages of Europe also, you'll find so many yoga sessions are being given. It has become a big craze. And it has, somebody says it has become a $6 billion industry because yoga dress is there, then yoga chadar, yoga mats, and then rosary, and so big industry. So many people are engaged in this one. But this was not the way Swami Vivekananda wanted. And now so many gurus, they are also coming from various places. So a new movement has started. So this was Swami Vivekananda's vision. And that, so with the passing away of Swami Vivekananda, his work has not stopped. Now, see the spiritual climate when Swami Vivekananda, when he arrived in America. That time, 100% were Christians, very orthodox Christians. So they will not accept any new philosophy. That's why Ingersoll, Robert Ingersoll, he was a great lawyer, an agnostic, and a very powerful orator. He met Swami Vivekananda several times in Parliament and afterwards also, and warned Swamiji and told him, had you come about 50 years ahead, you would have been simply hanged or killed. And had you come much later, you would have been stoned to death and driven out of villages. So he cautioned him. Because new ideas he was giving, which were completely different from the traditional religion of Christianity. Even when Parliament of Religions was being organized, 10,000 invitations were sent to so many people in different countries, inviting them to participate in the function. Archbishop of Canterbury in England, when he received, he simply scoffed. What sort of parliament? Religion is one, and that is Christianity. How can there be any parliament? He didn't participate. Pope Leo XIII, he censored so many Catholics who participated in a parliament of religions. So you see, understand the environment that was prevailing in those days. 100% people, they identified themselves as Christians. And their belief was that, as Jesus says, I am the way, and you have to come through me to the God. And he was regarded as the only begotten Son of God. So now people don't believe in that one. They don't buy this. They say paths are many. Quran is one way. Bible is another way. Like that, the way of Buddhism, that is another way. And Hinduism, that is another way. It was the greatness of Sri Ramakrishna who for the first time, who showed that God is, he can be seen and he can be reached through various paths. So he was a singular example who practiced in his own life that all religions are leading to the same goal. What was written in our Rig Veda, Ekam Sat Bohda Vadanti. Truth is one, sages call it by different names. So it was. So now many people, they believe, yes, there are many paths. Then in those days, people thought God is somewhere above the clouds, he is somewhere in the heaven, and he is controlling the whole world. Now nobody believes in that one. Like in our Vedas, in Vedanta, God is everywhere and in everything. This is being accepted by one and all. So there is no one hiding above the clouds. He is very much in us, in each one of you, in me and in others also. He is omnipotent and he is omniscient. And then another thing, that in those days, that at least 100% people were cremated. Now about 1/3 are being, they were buried and now they are cremated, 1/3. And during COVID time, 56% were cremated. And now many people, they believe in the theory of karma or in theory of reincarnation. Reincarnation is accepted in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Because we see in our daily life, two twins are born under same conditions, under same food they are taking, same education they are getting, but they grow differently. One becomes an idiot and another becomes a great genius. One person may need, say, 10 teachers, even then nothing enters his mind. And another, without any teachers, he can understand everything. So how do we justify? So we say it is because of our past karmas. So life doesn't stop with our death. It's a continuous process until we become one with God. So that one drop merges into the ocean. It becomes whole ocean. So it is a continuous process. Now, in other religions also, they accept this one. So a lot of things you find. Now, let me tell you about some incidents which prove that Swami Vivekananda still lives with us. When I was in Advaita Ashrama for long 36 years, once I got one small packet delivered to me by a postman. I opened it and found 2 books were there. Then I found they are written in Arabic and you have to read them in a reverse way. So I was surprised, how come that these 2 books have come to me? Then inside I found one letter. One Muslim professor from Iran University, he writes to me, Swamiji, I have been to India last year. I went to various places and on my return, when I came to Bombay, from one Sarvodaya bookstall, I purchased 2 of your publications. One, Life of Ramakrishna by Romarola, and another book, Mind and Its Control by Swami Bodhasarananda. When I read Life of Ramakrishna, I thought it would be criminal on my part if I don't share this divine wisdom with my own Muslim brothers in Iran. So without taking your permission, I translated it into Arabic and I'm sending a copy to you. Please don't mind. So I was overwhelmed. See how Sri Ramakrishna himself is bringing his own people and getting his work done. That letter I have preserved with me. Then another day I got another packet containing 5 copies of Karma Yoga in Urdu, sent to me by one gentleman from Karachi in Pakistan. Somehow he got a copy of this Karma Yoga in English. He became inspired and then he translated it. Because he didn't have copyright lies with Advaita Ashram, so he requested, please you grant me permission so that I can sell these books and give to other libraries also. So I happily granted. See how message of Swami Vivekananda is spreading. I remember Swami Vivekananda writes to his brother disciples in 1894 when they are putting up at Alambajar Monastery. He writes there, great God is behind me. I am not able to write anymore, but somebody is moving my hand and telling that whoever reads this letter will imbibe my spirit. 1894, now you see, 125, 130 years have passed. So it is that powerful, that force of Swami Vivekananda, which is inspiring everybody. Another incident, let me share with you. Vankata Raj Zilla, a young man, when he was in Hyderabad, then he got a copy of Call to the Nation, Vivekananda, his Call to the Nation. It is about 120-page book, a brief containing one brief introduction of Swami Vivekananda, his life brief sketch, and his powerful teachings. So when he read that one, he felt inspired. He was doing graduation that time. He thought, when I get some job, with my first salary, I will purchase some hundreds of copies and distribute it among my friends and relatives and others. But immediately after his graduation, he came to America. He couldn't do it. Then one day he suddenly remembered that one. Then he wrote to me, Swamiji, you're already subsidizing this small booklet. I want you to subsidize further. You please publish about 120,000 copies. So I told you, see, every year about 15,000 copies are being sold. If we subsidize it further, I will see how many copies can be sold out. He told, no, please, you publish 120,000 copies. Then we brought it out. We sent a circular to all our centers. Just 2 or 3 orders came and the whole lot was exhausted. Again, I got back to that person. You see, you have put me to great trouble. Now all the copies have been sold out. He told, don't worry. He went on subsidizing for 1 full year. 1 million copies were sold out in 1 year. So far, about 10 million copies have gone out. So see how Swami Vivekananda himself is inspiring people to work for him, because it has a continuous appeal, transforming appeal. When Swami Vivekananda says, when time comes, Shri Ramakrishna may create hundreds of Vivekanandas. It is not that Shri Ramakrishna is going to clone and bring out hundreds of Vivekanandas. He means that his message has got deep significance. It has got a transformative power, and that is continuing. So like that. And another incident that I want to share with you is when we brought out the subsidized edition of complete works of Vivekananda in 8 volumes. It was, I think, 1898, I think. So we sent circular, we published some advertisements here and there, inviting for this advance booking. Remember, 20,600 sets of 8 volumes were booked in advance. So 2 editions were brought out on 1 day. And trucks of loads of complete works were sent to various centers in Delhi, in Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad, and other places. It was a sight to see. I was overwhelmed with joy. You see that how much demand is there for Swami Vivekananda. So Swami Vivekananda passed away about 122 years ago. Now we have to reassess him. We have to evaluate it in our own life. We have to rediscover him. Rediscovery means it is a 2-way process. You discover something, and in that process you discover your own self. So by reading Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna, we discover our true nature. As Vedanta says, I am Atman, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Sabhava. So the true nature of our Atman is Nitya, we are eternal. We don't die. It is, as I told you, it is a continuous process until we become one with God. Nitya, Shuddha, we are pure. No power on this earth can malign us. We are pure. Buddha, we are self-conscious. No light is needed to enlighten this Atman. It is self-conscious, self-illuminated. Mukta Sabhava. So its nature is free. So it is free. Nobody can bind us. We are ever free. So by reading Vivekananda, by rediscovering Swami Vivekananda in our lives, we discover our true identity, our true self nature. So now, how to rediscover Swami Vivekananda? There are three ways. The first is through literature. As you know, from Advaita Ashram, we brought out the authentic and exhaustive biography of Swami Vivekananda, written by his Eastern and Western disciples. In the first edition came out, the first volume came out in 1912. Then it was followed by second volume. It was brought out in 1914. And then third volume and fourth volume. Then later on, about after 20 years, the whole thing was revised and enlarged, and it was brought out in 2 volumes. Then again it was revised and brought out in 1 volume. And when I joined Advaita Ashram in 1977, in 1978, we brought out, they revised the whole thing because a lot of new material had come to light. So it was published in 2 volumes, and that edition is still going on. So it is exhaustive and reliable because it has been written by his own, this Western, Eastern and Western disciples who saw Vivekananda day and night. They moved with him. They lived with him. So they could understand him. Like Nivedita, who wrote beautiful that foreword to the complete verse of Vivekananda. When it was first published, only 4 volumes came out. So he wrote that, sitting in Mayavati, she wrote that foreword, the master and his message. Superb. She has summarized the whole message of Swami Vivekananda in those 4 pages. So Swami Vivekananda's life is authentic. Now some people, they think the monks of Ramakrishna Mission, they have made Swami Vivekananda with a halo around his head. So they think Vivekananda is too awesome, is too larger than life. So they want to cut him to the size. So they also wrote 1 or 2 books, came out, but people did not accept them. So they couldn't sell it. This is one thing. And then Swami Vivekananda, as I told you, he gave a series of lectures and then wrote so many letters, and he had conversations with so many people. All these have compiled and brought out in 9 volumes. Now it has been thoroughly revised, and now it is being published in 10 volumes shortly. Already his letters in 4 volumes have come out. So 40%, it is scattered in 5,500 pages. 40% of this is his letters, his lectures which he gave. So you can't contradict it. Swami Vivekananda's own words. But the problem is, Swami Vivekananda gave these lectures in different places, and every time the audience was different. So he couldn't build that one philosophy because beginners were there for them. He gave different classes on Karma Yoga. For seniors, he gave different classes. So then he had to move from place to place and give lectures. So audience was different, subject was different. So 40% of complete verse, they comprise of these lectures. And then another 20% comprises letters, which is in 4 volumes. It is his own writing. So there can not be any doubt in that one. And there's tremendous power and fire when you read those letters. Swami Vivekananda himself says, people will imbibe my spirit when they read these letters. And then these conversations he had with so many people, which were recorded by others. So that also comprises about 20%. Then Swami Vivekananda wrote some original books in Bengali. One is that Memoirs of Eastern Travel, that is called in Bengali Parivrajak. Then Vartaman Bharat, Modern India. Then Points to Ponder. And they comprise 13%. And then another 7% is that newspaper cuttings. So we have to read ourselves this Swami Vivekananda's life and his complete verse and see how far they're relevant in my own life in taking us towards God. So through this we have to rediscover Swami Vivekananda. Not that how others present and I have to that digest it, not that way. We have to rediscover Vivekananda in our own life. So this is one way. The another one is we have to rediscover him through work. So the work that Swami Vivekananda has initiated, it has become a global movement now. As on date, Ramakrishna Math and Mission are operating 340 centers in 25 countries. Great work is going on. So the activities of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission can be broadly classified into, say, 5 categories. One is spiritual and cultural activities. Because in each center we have got prayer room. So many devotees come. They come on their own. And then singing will be there. Spiritual initiation takes place. People have got doubts. They get cleared. And then so many cultural activities also take place. So this is one main function. And then publication of books on Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda. We also bring out the English translations of Brahma Sutras, Upanishads, and different commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, and the works of Shankaracharya. So a great movement is going on. We are flooding the whole world with Indian spiritual ideals. Swamiji wanted to create a machinery that will take the noble ideas from door to door. So through these publications, we are taking that message. This is one. And another is our educational activities. As on date, we are running about 1,000 schools of different form. So about 300,000 students are getting benefited. They are getting education from our schools. And they are placed in various corners of the world. They are contributing to the growth of different countries, different states. So this is one. And then we are running orphanages, then students' homes, and so many other activities are going on with regard. And we were the first to take education to remote parts of India. Even in Fiji also, so many immigrants went there, they settled there, there was no one to look after them. We started one college here, suppose in Fiji Islands, the population is less, about 500,000 people are staying. And from our school, every year about 1,000 students come out. After higher studies, many people, they migrate to America, Australia, then Canada, and other places. In South Africa also, in Mauritius, so many places, education institutions are there. And then medical activities. We are running about 15 hospitals attached to them, at some places we have got Vivekananda Institute of Medical Sciences, where postdoctoral courses are pursued there. And then for paramedical staff also, who can handle this MRI machines, X-ray machines, CT scan machines and other things, and then physiotherapists. Then we are running nursing schools and nursing colleges. Every year about 500 nurses we are training, and there is great demand for them. And then we have got old age homes for men, women, and for monks also. And then we are running this blind boys academy, blind people playing cricket, incredible. And we try so that they should stand on their own feet and decide for themselves what is good and what is bad for them. So I told you about spiritual and cultural activities, then education, and then medical activities, then relief and rehabilitation. Whenever there is any calamity, the monks of Ramakrishna Mission, they go to that place and do massive relief work. And then rehabilitation also. Thousands of these houses are constructed so that they can be rehabilitated. And then like that, other activities are also there. So through these activities, which Swami Vivekananda initiated, we have to rediscover him. So at intellectual level, we have to see that whether we compromise with his philosophy. At the mental level, you have to see whether I get motivation to work for him. At physical level, you have to see whether I'm able to contribute my maximum in a short time, able to do maximum work. And then we have to think that if Swami Vivekananda were by my side, would he have approved the way I am working? So that you have to see. And what work I am doing, whether it is for my own satisfaction or it is for the good of others. Bahujana Sukhaya, Bahujana Hitaya. For the welfare of many and for the happiness of many. That we have to see. And whether the work, what I am doing for Swami Vivekananda, whether it purifies my heart, whether it is taking me towards God's realization or not. So all these things you have to decide for yourselves. You have to do this introspection. So this is another way of rediscovering Swami Vivekananda in our life. And the third one that is very important, that is through contemplation, through meditation on Swami Vivekananda. Then only we will be able to understand. Sri Ramakrishna, merely looking at Vivekananda, he used to be transported into higher states of this ecstasy. So he used to see that God incarnate in Swami Vivekananda, not simply a man. He is an incarnation of Nara and Narayana. By listening to his songs, you will go into samadhi that you read in Sri Ramakrishna's life. So we have to rediscover that Swami Vivekananda. Anyway, time is already over. So I pray to Sri Ramakrishna Swami Vivekananda and Ma Sharda Devi to shower their choicest blessings on all of us so that we become a blessing to ourselves and to the whole world. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.